Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
And when they were talking to us, they surround us and they said basically, you need to take off your clothes. I just want to see what t-shirt you're wearing.
They were kept banging on the wall, on the walls, on the windows, on the door, and then start sending me text messages from a private number.
Hi there, how are you today?
Good, are you Ted?
No, I'm not. I'm here doing a story on what you're doing. I'm curious, are you the officer that was here that night?
Yeah, so you're going to hang tight because we're not here to do your stuff, we're here to talk to them.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Yep.
And I'm
So that's
here to,
what I'm
and I'm
telling
here
you
to
to know.
talk to you.
Great, so I'm going to let you know once.
Sure.
You don't back off and let us serve the tickets that we're here to serve, you're going to have a problem.
No, I'm not going to have a problem because I'm actually media. I'm
And you don't
a
have to
journalist.
obstruct what we're doing right
I'm
now.
not
If
obstructing
wanna
you.
chat-
Can
if
see
you want to chat
right on
after,
camera. You
definitely
could
come
walk
back.
right there.
Okay.
You could walk up there if
We'll
you'd
have a
like.
chat after.
And I'm going to follow you so that I can document what you're doing. Keean Bexte for Rebel News in Calgary, Alberta, with a story that you're not going to believe. Well, actually you might, because it involves the Calgary Police Service. They are the kind of police officers that beat their dogs and threaten to tase kids while they're skating on a hockey rink. And now they are threatening immigrant men and women, asking them to take off their clothes in the middle of the night in back alleys when it's minus 30 degrees outside, if you can believe it. There was an immigrant support group that was taking place at a residence in Calgary. There was a new family from Poland that was meeting with another immigrant family from Poland. One set of them was Canadian citizens, the other permanent residents, and they were sort of figuring stuff out. This is totally legal. This is allowed. It's actually an exemption under the Alberta rules. Now, when the police came, very late at night, they started banging on the windows. They started yelling and shouting, telling these Polish people that they must immediately comply. The Polish people, obviously, hardly speaking English, didn't know what was going on.
So they start banging on the door very hard, and we didn't feel like opening a door because we were scared of the noise. We didn't expect anyone else in the house. And then they were kept banging on the wall, on the walls, on the windows, on the door, and then start sending me text messages from a private number.
All they knew was that people were banging on their door in the middle of the night. Pretty horrifying, isn't it? So, one of the Polish couples left the house. They went out the back door to leave. And the police, well, they nabbed them right there and started demanding that they derobe, take off their jackets. They wanted to identify exactly who these people were. It's pretty horrifying stuff. Of course, tickets were issued to those people who left, but the people inside the house, well, they just kept not complying.
And when they were talking to us, they surround us and they said basically, you need to take off your clothes. I just want to see what t-shirt you're wearing.
For the whole week, they were texting them from a private number, threatening messages. You can see them right here. It's pretty horrifying stuff, but it didn't stop there. The police officers started calling the employers of these Polish immigrants, asking for a location. Of course, the employers were kind of scared, wondering why their employee was involved with the law.
A couple of days after, they actually called my employer, my wife's employer. At that point, I thought, okay, that's getting a little bit hot here, and so I contact Rebel News. And
these are immigrant men and women. They hardly speak English, and the police have resorted to harassing them and embarrassing them in front of their only source of income. For what? Because they're too proud to admit that they were wrong? And it didn't just stop there, of course. Instead of just harassing the man's employer, they called the wife's employer. Over and over again, they harassed them in different ways, intimidated them in different ways, and it all came to a head when they reached out to me to explain what was going on. They shared me the text messages, and just at that point, I couldn't believe what I was reading. I couldn't believe that the officers of my city were acting in this way to an immigrant family. It was unbelievable to me. Well, it's all coming to a head right now. It's 8 in the morning, and I'm standing outside of their house. The police have arranged through our lawyers, which we've provided, that they are going to meet up at 8 a.m. here so that they can serve a ticket that they believe this immigrant family deserves for organizing a support group in their home, which, by the way, is totally legal. Naturally, we couldn't let this stand, so we offered our lawyers to everyone involved in this. In Calgary, in Canada, we're not going to allow the police to harass immigrants, to embarrass and belittle them, to strip them down in back alleys, to prove some sort of sick point that the police are powerful. We're going to help them, and we're using our lawyers through our Fight the Fines program, which you can see at fightthefines.com. Hi there, how are you today?
Good. Are you Ted?
No, I'm not. I'm here doing a story on what you're doing. I'm curious, are you the officer that was here that night?
Yeah. So you're gonna hang tight because we're not here to do your stuff. We're here to talk to them.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Yep.
And I'm
So that's
here to,
what I'm
and I'm
telling
here to
you to know.
talk to you.
Great. So I'm gonna let you know once.
Sure.
You don't back off and let us serve the tickets that we're here to serve. You're gonna have a problem.
No, I'm not going to have a problem because I'm actually media. I'm
And you don't have
a
the right to
journalist.
obstruct what we're doing.
I'm not
If
obstructing
wanna
you. You
chat-
can
if
see
you wanna chat
right on
after,
camera. You
we'll
could walk
come
right there.
Okay.
You could walk up there if you'd
have a
like.
chat after.
And I'm going to follow you so that I can document what you're doing. Are you the officer that asked one of these immigrant men to take off their jacket in minus 30 weather so that you could look at the clothes that he was wearing underneath the jacket? Was that you? Was that you?
I'll ask you once more to back up.
Was that you?
Back up. Off the steps.
No,
Out of the way.
I'm allowed to be on this property.
You are not allowed to obstruct us.
I'm not obstructing you.
you're-
I'm not obstructing you. You're in front of the door.
Interviewing
Look,
right now would be obstructing that.
I'm not intervening.
Interview.
Interviewing is obstructing you?
While we're trying to serve a ticket, absolutely.
I'll keep asking you questions if you don't mind.
I do mind. So I've
Well,
advised you once.
I don't mind actually, so. Is it you that's been texting these people? Do you find that a little bit unprofessional? Is it common for you to text people, threatening them, shining flashlights in their window? Like they're some sort of rats that need to be dealt with? Intimidating the wife's employer? Was that you that called the wife's employer? What's your name and badge number?
Constable Self 5410.
Perfect. And yours?
Constable Parhar, 5750.
Perfect.
Hi. Hello. Hi, Ted.
Hi. How are you?
Good. Yourself?
Not bad. Can I get you a name?
Sorry.
Can I get you a name?
Constable Self
Okay, and badge number?
5410.
Okay. And you, ma'am?
Constable Parhar,
Okay.
5750.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, so do you have questions about what the ticket's for? I don't know how much you spoke to your lawyer about. You don't have questions?
No.
Okay, perfect. So it's due on or before June 9th.
Yeah.
There's 3 options on the back side of the ticket for you.
Okay.
If you have any questions, you can either ask me now or this is contact. I do have a piece of ID for confirmation there.
I'm here. No.
Okay. All right.
All right. Have yourself a great day.
You as well.
Is it common for you to intimidate immigrants? Is that something that you do on a daily basis? Do you have anything better to do? I might suggest the rapes, murders, carjackings, any of the sort. Do you have anything more important that you could possibly be doing? You've spent 3 days on this file. Anything, possibly. Like, maybe someone's speeding, going 10 kilometers over in a school zone.
Watch yourself.
So, of course, here's the Calgary Police Service behind me in all of their glory. What is their motto again? Vigilance, courage, and pride. That is the motto of the Calgary Police Service when they come here to serve an immigrant man with a ticket because he was having a gathering, which is apparently illegal, even though obviously this gathering wasn't. It was a support group with other immigrants. And these people here, these fine folks, these courageous and proud folks of the Calgary Police Service come here to serve thousands of dollars in fines to immigrant men and women who they asked to take their clothes off in minus 30 weather. It's frigid temperatures here right now. And they were asking people in alleyways to take off their clothes. Can you believe that? I guess you can. It's the Calgary Police Service after all. They beat their dogs and they try to tase kids who are on hockey rinks. This is typical behavior for them. How does it make you feel that the Calgary Police Service is coming up to your window, putting flashlights in it, chasing down people, leaving out your back door, asking them to take off their clothes?
Very uncertain and not welcome in Canada for sure as a new immigrant. I don't feel safe, and definitely they lost my trust.
Mm-hmm. So can you tell me the purpose of the gathering that you had?
That was just to help for my friends. They are immigrants as well. We were under exemptions under mutual support group meeting, and we didn't break any law.
Mm-hmm. All right. So when the police come up to your door, they give you a ticket. How does that make? And they've been calling your wife, right? Like they've been calling your wife, texting you, calling your employer, your wife's employer. It's like they were trying to embarrass you and ruin your life. Can you elaborate on that?
Correct. We received multiple calls on our cell phones, on our workplace, even text messages throughout the whole week. Yeah, I felt like I was chased around, and I felt threatened.
You were leaving your friend's home out the back door, and the police met you there. Can you explain sort of what happened there?
Yeah, they wait for on us at the back, and when they were talking to us, they surround us, and they said basically, you need to take off your clothes. I just want to see what t-shirt you're wearing.
Presumably to identify who you were. They might have peered at you through the window while they were sort of surveilling the house. That seems weird. How cold was it out that day?
Well, that was Saturday, so it was like minus 20 something, at least close to 30. It was like just before midnight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was middle of the night. The police asked you to take off your clothes.
Oh yeah.
And you complied.
Well, I'm here 2 years. I don't know what the rules are here.
Yeah.
So.
And you came from originally.
Yeah, I'm from Poland.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
So you don't know the rules. You don't know that the police usually don't ask you to take off
Well,
your clothes.
you've seen so many videos on YouTube these days, and they are not like friendly.
Mm-hmm.
How are you supposed to trust them when you see police, fighting with the kid on an ice skating rink?
Mm-hmm. What happened when the police first arrived?
So they start banging on the door very hard, and we didn't feel like opening a door because we were scared of the noise. We didn't expect anyone else in the house, and then they were kept banging on the wall, on the walls, on the windows, on the door, and then start sending me text messages from a private number, which I can provide, which to me was not only weird, but again, another level of intimidation and threat. It's saying, we only here to talk. But I knew that there's something more. And then the messages continue the next day, which was Sunday, Monday, multiple calls from private numbers, and then more text about them heading down to my workplace, to my wife's workplace. And then at that point,
they called your employers.
Yes, and they did. Couple of days after, they actually called my employer, my wife's employer. At that point, I thought, okay, that's getting a little bit hot here, and so I contacted Rebel News, and they provided me with a lawyer support.
Mm-hmm. Can you so the police officers have been coming to your house. You've captured that on video. Has it made you feel unsafe? How does it make you and your wife feel when the police here in Canada, as a new immigrant, I mean, you grew up under communism, you know what secret police do. How does this make you feel?
Absolutely unsafe. I lost all trust in police. I've actually spent multiple days outside of my house, just couch surfing at friends' places, looking behind my shoulder every now and then, yeah, it's very weird feeling like I'm on the run, but I didn't break the law.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what is going to happen going forward, do you think?
So as per advice of one of the lawyers, I do have to take a ticket, and I will go from there. I don't think we did anything wrong with my wife. We were providing a mutual group support meeting to my colleagues from Poland, and it falls into Alberta government exemptions, and I think I hope we're gonna get more support from lawyers from Rebel News, and we're gonna walk away from it.
Thanks so much for tuning into our coverage here at Rebel News. We are fighting the fines of people like this Polish family who got fines for no reason other than the police overstepping their bounds or politicians instituting totally unconstitutional laws. You can go check that out at fightthefines.com. There you can see all the coverage we've been doing, and if you want to pitch in to cover the lawyers that have been involved with this case and many others, please do that there.